remind you, ladies and gentlemen, third place matchup is between Sotonye, Johnbull, and Miss Clifford, Oluwatoyosi. Let's bring them to the microphone. Ladies, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Sotonye.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much to both of you for giving us some of the best arguments and debates we've seen in a very, very long time. It's time for the third place matchup, but I'd like to ask you, how do you both feel this morning?
I feel a little bit tensed.
Tensed, okay, honest. Okay, so Tony, what about you?
Same here.
You feel tense. Okay, all right, don't worry. We have your friends and families listening, and then interestingly, those who have taken a liking to your styles who are listening online. Don't forget, you can listen to us via the website www.nigeriainfo.fm, and then you come up with the page. You can switch to Port Harcourt or just download the app and then listen to us. We'll be streaming on YouTube at Nigeria Info PH 92.3 at Nigeria Info PH 92.3. On Facebook and X is at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a difficult day is this morning. And so, we'll get to find out who is going to be arguing for and against very shortly. But a little bit about the topic. Fast food restaurants should be held responsible for obesity in society. That is the third place matchup this morning. Fast food restaurants should be held responsible for obesity in society. Now, when this debate is done, we won't have the results. Oh, not yet. The judges will wait until we are done with the finals before we'll be able to share with you the third place winner and indeed the finalists. As always, I have with me my two pieces of paper where I have written for and against. In this case, very abbreviated F and A. So F is for, A is obviously against. All right. So they saw me write it. Now they are seeing me shake my little wrist. It's not so little, but I'm shaking my hands on my wrist right now. So you guys will now decide where these arguments will be fashioned. All right. So as always, you take one. All right. And Mr. Sotonye, this is yours.
BC.
Huh?
BC.
Yes, it's going to be turned off. Yes, I know you get cold very easily. All right, so it's been turned off. And it's time for us to get really in the mindset. Okay, all right. So, open.
Against arguments.
All right, so Miss Oluwatoyosi is against the argument. And that means invariably that Miss Johnbull, you are for the argument. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the rules still remain the same. For the opening salvos, the person supporting the motion will begin, and then the opposer will take after. The person who is opposing the motion will help with the rebuttal statement starting, and that person who is supporting will follow thereafter. The closing argument will revert to the original status, which is the person supporting the motion will start first. Now, there are 4 minutes each for the opening statements and indeed the rebuttal statements. And then for the closing remarks, the final hoorah, like we like to say here, will give them 3 minutes each. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get to what we are here for. Now, Miss Sotonye Johnbull, good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
Are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
And Miss Oluwatoyosi, are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
I wish you both the very best of luck. Now, from our little, show and tell, yes, the draws have been cast, and that means Miss Sotonye Johnbull is going to start off on this third place matchup. My name is Jude or Mamigbe. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the final of I Beg to Differ debate, the third place matchup. right, so Miss Johnbull, the time has been set to zeros. Good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Your time, 4 minutes on the clock, starts now.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, audience, and my co-debaters. I am Johnbull Sotonye, and I'm here to propose the motion which states, should fast food restaurants be blamed for obesity in the society? Firstly, obesity can be defined as a medical condition characterized by excess body fat, and I believe fast foods are to be held responsible with the following points. Firstly, hidden harmful ingredients. Fast foods is often loaded with additives and preservatives that contribute to obesity. If people truly knew what was in their meals, would they eat it so often? 2. Cheap and convenient but unhealthy. Fast foods are easily accessible and affordable than healthier options. Many office workers in Lagos rely on them due to their busy schedules. 3. High sugar, salt, and fat content. These meals are scientifically designed to make people crave for more. Some Nigerian restaurants even serve meals that exceed the daily sugar and salt recommendations in one serving. 4. Lack of nutritional information. These fast food restaurants do not openly share the nutritional information of their meals. Would people make the same choices if they really had full knowledge? 5. Contribution to other health crises. An increase in obesity through these fast food restaurants have also led to a rise in cases such as hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and other health-related issues, and we cannot ignore the role of fast foods in this case. 6. Lack of government regulations. There are few policies controlling the impact of these fast food restaurants on public health and even monitoring the ingredients used in them. 7. It leads to unhealthy eating habits. These fast food restaurants are everywhere, open 24/7 and even offer online orders, making it easier to get junk foods at any time. 8. Encourages emotional eating. People tend to turn to these fast foods whenever they feel stressed or sad. This is because of their rampant expansion in the urban areas. 9. These fast food meals are designed for speed, not for nutrition. Meals made under few minutes focuses on taste, not nutrition, thereby increasing obesity rates. 10. Prioritization of profits. Truth be told, these fast food restaurants are all about making their own profits and have little or no concern about its impact on the public health. 11. Manipulation of consumer choices through deceptive advertisements. Advertisements show fresh, healthy ingredients and meals, while in reality, reality shows greasy and processed junk foods. Also, dopamine effects create dependency. These fast food restaurants triggers pleasure centers in the brain that leads to excessive eating, thereby increasing obesity rates. Also, they replace healthy Nigerian dishes. Truth be told, here in Nigeria, people are now abandoning their local and traditional meals that are healthy and rich in nutrients for fast foods that leads to a poor diet, thereby increasing obesity rates. Lastly, these fast food restaurants make the right options difficult. This, as we can see here in Nigeria, especially the urban areas in Nigeria, fast food restaurants actually outnumbers fresh food markets, which leaves people with little or no option than eating them, thereby making them obese. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 3 minutes and 43 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it's taken for our third place finalist, Sotonye Johnbull, to give us our opening salvo. It's time for us to get to hear from the opposer of the motion. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
So, the debate topic, fast food restaurants should be held responsible for obesity in society. For and against. Miss Johnbull is for the argument, saying that yes, it's time for us to hear the opposer of the motion. And in this case, it is Miss Clifford Oluwatoyosi. Good morning to you once again.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so you understand the rules, I believe?
Yes, sir.
All right, for the sake of clarity, let me repeat one more time. You have 4 minutes for your opening statement. For the rebuttal, you get to begin with the rebuttal, and then we'll switch back to Miss Sotonye for her closing argument. Are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
Now, 4 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Imagine this scenario. A person walks into a fast food restaurant, demands for ultra-processed foods, ignoring all information given. Later on, he comes back to blame that same fast food restaurant for making him suffer obesity and all attendant health challenges. Very laughable indeed. The panel of judges, still standing on the existing protocol. I am Clifford MaryJane Oluwatoyosi, and I am opposing the topic which says fast food restaurants should be held responsible for obesity in our society. My points are: 1. Limited understanding. To attribute obesity to the consumption of fast food from fast food restaurants is a limited understanding of obesity. 2. Lack of sleep. Missing out on at least 7 hours of sleep can affect the hormones that keep hunger urge under control and can lead to obesity. So it is not a problem caused by the fast food restaurants. 3. Genetics. Research shows that some people who suffer from obesity carry specific genes. So the problem is not with the fast food nor the fast food restaurants. Here are some other possible factors. 4. Disabilities. Adults and children with physical and learning disabilities are more at risk to obesity than the normal ones. 5. Lack of physical activities, like watching TV, playing video games, spending more time with your phones or laptop cuts into the time you have for physical activity and can lead to obesity. 6. Several other factors beyond consumption of fast food can lead to obesity. Example, excessive use of antidepressants such as Prozac, and also excessive use of steroids and anti-seizure medications. 7. Do you know, my dear opponents, that stress can lead to uncontrolled weight gain? Example is a sedentary lifestyle. 8. Diseases like metabolic syndrome, polycystic ovary syndrome can cause side effects like weight gain. 9. Also, there are underlying psychological factors that can lead to obesity other than consumption of fast food. Example, anxiety and depression. 10. While it is true that fast food can contribute to obesity, it is not the sole cause. 11. Fast foods offer food that are conveniently located and offer quick and appealing meals, which makes it an attractive option for busy lifestyles. 11. Fast foods are also cheaper and healthier, which makes it an attractable option for those on a tight budget. 12. In terms of taste, fast foods offer meals that are appealing to many people. 13. Wide availability. Fast food chains are widely available across the globe and it's easy for you to find a location near you. 14. It is essential to note that while fast food can cause obesity, it is not, again, the sole cause. A balanced diet and healthy eating habits are crucial for maintaining a healthy weight. 15. Obesity is wildly a product of lifestyle choices. Take a decision to watch what you eat and fight not the restaurant you go to. Let me end here by quoting a statement by the Greek philosopher Hippocrates, who said, "Let food be thy medicine and thy medicine be food." I rest my case. Thank you.
3 minutes and 17 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, you can feel the heat? Well, I can. Well, it's time for us to get to hear the rebuttal statement right after this break. Stay tuned right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
It's a minor for us to wait for global support before we can fix roads, ports, and telecommunications. Truth be told, not every one of us is born into this world to actually be scholar.
It now comes down to one final debate.
Globalization basically is the of God terrorists standardized can be biased because it is the lack of results from verifiable tests that can be biased. Please think again.
Tayo Akinwande Marvelous squares up against God's Goodness Kukwete as they plead one final case. Join us for the final of I Beg to Differ, Monday 11 a.m. on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Third place battle is scheduled for 10 a.m. I Beg to Differ Season 4. It's a ₦1 million debate.
Well, this million naira debate is carried on, I beg your pardon, in thanks to Cadec and Co. You can get great deals for your branding and printing and designs with Cadec, I beg your pardon, and Co. Call them for customized school uniforms, blazers, industrial overalls, sportswear, security wear, cardigans, laboratory coats, and many more. They are located at Banengi Plaza, Expand Oil and Gas Filling Station, adjacent to Gulf Estate, Okuru Road, Port Harcourt, or you can call 091 350 00846. All right, so welcome back. We've had the opening statements. Now it's time for the rebuttal statements. The opposer of the motion in this case is Ms. Oluwatoyosi. We're going to put her on the microphone and welcome her rebuttal statements. Once again, good morning, Ms. Oluwatoyosi.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so you know the drill. 4 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
The panel of judges, still standing on the existing protocol, I remain Clifford MaryJane Oluwatoyosi from Venocrest Schools here in Eneka, Port Harcourt. This is my rebuttal to counter the points advanced by my opponent. 1. My opponent has achieved one thing in her presentation, and that is successfully demoralizing fast food restaurants regardless of their immense contribution to the economy and human well-being. 2. Imagine if the presenter here, Mr. Jude, blames the air conditioner for making him feel so cold, whereas he has the choice of using the remote in his hands all along. How logical is that? Why should we blame fast food restaurants for the poor lifestyle choices the individuals make? 3. Should we also blame fast food restaurants for the environmental factors that can cause obesity? Certainly not. 4. My opponent has achieved one thing in her presentation, and she also talked about urbanization, but did not look at critical factors like socio-economic factors and access to unhealthy food options, even at home, for the prevalence of obesity. What are we trying to insinuate? Is it that everyone who suffers obesity patronizes the fast food restaurants? No. 5. Lack of recreational facilities can also impact obesity risk. 6. Let me re-emphasize that psychological factors can lead to obesity. 7. Government agencies like the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration Control play a role in regulating the food industries and also can promote healthy eating habits. So this is not a problem caused by the fast food or the fast food restaurants. And again, there is no use in blaming the fast food restaurants for obesity, which is caused by the individuals themselves. Let me also say that obesity is not just a topic to be looked about. It's a topic to look deep into by the choices the individuals make. Let me end here by saying, my opponent, you need to think well and look deep into this topic, and you need to find out that obesity is not and will never be caused by the fast food restaurants. Thank you.
2 minutes and 4 seconds. Ms. Oluwatoyosi there with her rebuttal statement. It's time for us to get to listen to the rebuttal statement, I beg your pardon, of the supporter of the motion. In this case, it is Ms. Johnbull. Sotonye, stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
Fast food restaurants should be held responsible for obesity in society. That's the debate topic. It's pitted Sotonye Johnbull against Clifford MaryJane Oluwatoyosi. It's time for us to get to hear Ms. Johnbull's rebuttal statement. Good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so the time on the clock reverts to zeros. You have 4 minutes for your rebuttal statement. Are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
Your time starts now.
Standing on the already existing protocol, I remain Johnbull Sotonye, and I am here to refute and rebut the points of my opponents. Firstly, my opponents made mention of limited understanding as well as was only emphasizing on freedom of choice. But freedom of choice can never erase corporate influence. Truth be told, these fast food restaurants actually exploit our understanding by making unhealthy meals the most appealing. Also, my opponents went on to talk about genetics and disabilities contributing to obesity. But while genetics actually play a role, according to the World Health Organization, obesity is the cause of over 2.8 million deaths annually. And truth be told, all of them cannot be caused by just genetics and disabilities, as these fast food restaurants are actually a leading cause for obesity in our society. Also, my opponent went on to talk about lack of physical activities. While lack of exercise may play a slight role in obesity, however, research and studies show that high calorie intake contributes more to obesity than just inactivity. Also, my opponent went on to talk about it being cheap and easily available. But did you know that is why it is the leading cause of obesity? Because of its rampant expansion across our country, people now feel that it is the best option, and so they patronize it, leading to this obesity. Also, my opponent went on to mention its benefits in the economy. But jobs should not come at the expense of public health. For example, even cigarette companies employ thousands of people. But does that mean that we should not hold them responsible for lung cancers? No. Also, my opponents went on to say that it is all about the lifestyle of these individuals, and also talked about it providing healthier options. However, these healthier options provided by the fast food are either more expensive, less available, or still processed. And if truly they are not to be blamed for obesity in the society, why is it that they aggressively advertise and market unhealthy options, and they barely promote the healthier options? Isn't that suspicious? Thank you.
All right, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Whoo, I can hear and I can also see the comments of some of you who are following us on Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Also get to YouTube at Nigeria Info PH 92.3, at Nigeria Info PH 92.3. All right, some of you who have been saying kudos, girls. Stella and Nadi is giving a big thumbs up to both of you. Well, the final hoorah is on the way. The closing arguments, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ. The conversation continues in a moment.
All right, so we're back now. It's time for us to get to the closing arguments, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll start with Johnbull Sotonye. After that, we'll give the microphone to Ms. Oluwatoyosi. Ms. Johnbull, once again, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so your mic is on. It's time for you to give your closing argument. Once again, please remember you have 3 minutes for this particular segment of the debate. I wish you the very best. Your time starts now.
Let's face it. Fast food restaurants are not innocent. They are active and silent contributors of obesity in the society. They flood our streets with cheap, unhealthy meals, and they manipulate consumer choices with deceptive and manipulative advertisements, making even unnutritious meals more appealing to us humans. They know that their meals are unhealthy, but decide to sell it anyways. They prioritize profit over public health, thereby leaving the society to deal with its numerous consequences, such as hypertension, type 2 diabetes, uterine fibroids, breast cancers, and chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, even leukemia. This is due to the estrogen dominance produced in our body through the eating of these processed foods that are made available in fast food restaurants. At least, even cigarette companies and the PACs warn smokers are liable to die young. But worse is, these fast food restaurants do not even give us that much honesty. If we fail to hold them accountable for the effects they are posing on our lives, we allow them to continue endangering our public health. Enough is enough. The truth is clear. Fast food restaurants must be blamed for obesity in the society. As Luke chapter 8 verse 32 says, "And then ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." I am here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth, that fast food restaurants are a leading cause of obesity in our society, and so therefore they must be held accountable, responsible, and must be blamed for it. I believe with this point, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that fast food restaurants must be blamed for obesity in the society. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 2 minutes on the dot there, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to get here. The closing remarks, the final hoorah of these here debates for the season. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
All right, Ms. Oluwatoyosi, good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Time for us to get to listen to your closing argument. You have 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
According to Zig Ziglar, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. This can be applied to healthy eating. The responsibility of maintaining a healthy diet lies with the individuals and not solely with the food providers. While it is true that fast food can contribute to obesity, it is not the main and the sole cause. My opponent in her rebuttal gave the blame only on fast food restaurants. A shared responsibility that involves the individuals, the food industries, the government, and the community is necessary to address the complex issue of obesity. Hopping into our favorite fast food restaurants happens more often than some of us would like to admit. Obesity linked with consumption of fast food restaurants is not the cause. Obesity is a main problem on its own that needs to be addressed globally, and this obesity should not be linked to the consumption of fast food, because why will you say that because someone eats food from fast food restaurants, it means that the fast food restaurants is responsible for obesity? Is not possible. I leave the judges to rise above board and do justice to these honorable arguments listed here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 1 minute and 8 seconds. That's all it's taking for her to give us her closing arguments. And we're going to talk to them for about a minute and a half before we say goodbye to them. And we'll get to hear the finals, the results, later on this morning after the final debate is done and dusted. Good morning.
It's a minor summer for us to wait for global support before we can fix road, ports, and telecommunications. Truth be told, not every one of us is born into this world to actually be scholars. Some are born to challenge and question the status quo.
For over 2 weeks, we've exchanged views, we've argued, we've crossed swords. It now comes down to one final debate.
Globalization basically is the oxygen that these developing countries need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and to be able to utilize their God-given natural resources to their own advantage.
It is also ridiculous to suggest that standardized tests can be biased, because it is the lack of results from verifiable tests that can be biased. Please think again.
Tayo Akinwande Marvelous squares up against God's Goodness Kukwete as they plead one final case. Join us for the final of I Beg to Differ, Monday 11 a.m. on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Third place battle is scheduled for 10 a.m. I Beg to Differ Season 4. It's a million naira debate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have just about a minute and a half to just say a little, spend time with our guests, the finalists. What children? You've probably made the mama puts of this world, Sotonye, feel very happy this morning with your points. And then again, Ms. Oluwatoyosi, you've probably given some of these fast food restaurants, credence to the way they do their business. After all, they serve it to most of the public in very fancy plates and under air-conditioned environment. So it's not really their fault that you are obese. But what a debate it is. And yes, the word is obese, right? So the pronunciation is obesity. Obesity. Now, Oluwatoyosi, how was that for you?
Like, when I was actually releasing the points, I felt I felt relaxed.
So it was like you will be holding it for too long.
Yes.
All right. So you've had the weekend to prepare for this. Now, I don't know what you like to do on Sundays. What's your normal routine on Sunday?
Oh, when I wake up, I actually do my normal chores and then I get ready for church.
Then when you guys come up from church, what do you guys do? Just play, relax, maybe watch TV, eat Sunday rice, maybe?
Yes, sir.
So, but yesterday was Sunday, but you were prepared for today. How exactly did you do that?
Actually, truth be told, yesterday I didn't go to church.
You spent time memorizing and doing all of this?
Yes, but I actually prayed to God to forgive me because on a normal basis, I am meant to go to church to ask for wisdom and understanding. But yesterday was a different case. I didn't go to church.
Oh, well, he's a pretty forgiving type of guy. I'm sure he probably would. Wow, wonderful stuff there. Sotonye Johnbull, good morning once again.
Good morning, sir.
As always, you have the innate ability to personalize and bring your listeners into a particular debate. And today wasn't any different. Now, you and I both know that it was whilst you were in this studio that you determined if you were going to argue for and against, right?
Yes, sir.
But let me ask you. When you go to fast food, because I know you often go to fast food restaurant, do you actually feel that these people are not doing well? You feel that? Wow, really? She really does believe that. Interesting. Now, of all the meals that you've had, whether it's fast food or maybe home cooked, right? What is that one meal that you always love to have?
It should be beans.
You
Yes,
don't look
but
like
I don't
a bean.
know. I'm not though.
Don't worry. You're going to have what we call a growth spurt. It usually comes maybe at that 2019, 2021. You just stretch maybe. But you don't look like you like beans.
I do beans, I am.
Your best food. So if I was to bribe you to wash my plates now, beans and yam will do it. That's a yes. That's a yes. But anyway, before we go, a final, thank you to you, and indeed, I'd like you to give a shout out to your parents, and indeed to your school for supporting you during this period.
Okay, shout out to my mom, most especially, and then to my headmistress that has been encouraging me all the way, and shout out to my coach, Brother Evans, that has also been secretly helping me throughout this debate. I'm really grateful to you all for your help, and thank you to God. So shout out to God. Maybe shout out to God.
So what's your school? What about your school? What school is that?
Okay, the name of my school is Silverbird International School at Federal Housing Estates.
Okay. All right. And Oluwatoyosi, final goodbyes and thank yous.
Okay, I would like to thank my mom. I would love to thank my uncle, that's my mom's younger brother, for his word of encouragement and so on. Then I would love to thank my teacher. He has done excellently well. And I would love to thank my colleagues at school. I would love to thank my principal and director. They have done absolutely great, and may the Lord continue to bless them.
And the name of the school, we don't know the name.
The name of my school is Venocre Schools at Eneka, Port Harcourt.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, your third place finalists. We'll find out which one of them is going to get home with the final prize later on the show. Stay tuned right here on 90.3 Nigeria Info.
It is a minor summer for us to wait for global support before we can fix road, ports,